iHorror, the official podcast of iHorror.com. This is episode number 59, otherwise known as Season 4, Episode 2. I am your host, James J. Edwards, and with me again is your other host, Jacob Davison. How you doing, Jacob?
Been kind of having some ups and downs. I've been experiencing some jaw pain due to TMJ, so it's been a bit of a week.
Use the pain. Inspire. Your writing is going to get great because of this.
No, dude, that's the thing. It hurts so much I can't write.
Oh, that's even worse. Also with us is your other host, John Correa. Correa, hope you're having a better week.
I have such fantastic news.
Let's hear it.
You ready for this?
Ready.
Yep.
So I pre-ordered Doritos 3D chips from Walmart almost a month ago, and half of my order has shipped. It should be here on motherfucking Monday. That's right. And it's the variety individual pack. So I'm getting both flavors in. And I still got like 4 more bags coming in because you had to spend at least $35. And like, I was just like, you know what? Why not pre-order $35 worth of 3D Doritos? You know, it's a whole new dimension of flavor. We're not sponsored by them, by the way. I'm just...
You know that he's pumped about these chips because he hasn't even gotten them yet. He is psyched about a shipping notification.
And he was psyched when he pre-ordered them.
Well, that's because, Jacob, I believe you also pre-ordered Doritos 3D and they canceled yours, right?
Yeah, they did.
See, that's why I'm excited, because I was like, oh, shit, I was all hyped. I told everybody about it online, like, yo, you could pre-order chips, which is hilarious to me because I pre-order shit all the time, but never chips. And Jacob, how did you, because you already got a bag, how did you get yours?
I ordered some off of eBay. And they are good. So that was worth it. And I did pre-order another batch off of Amazon that so far have not been canceled. So, you know, I'll be catching up.
It's been a whirlwind because I've had so many stuff like go through and cancel. I mean, you guys all tried to get stuff off a deep discount during that Mill Creek.
Geez, I was going to say, speaking of orders canceled, don't get me started.
Dude, I lucked out because I noticed around the same time that Best Buy had the 2 releases that I really wanted for even just like $1 or $2 cheaper. And I pre-ordered from there, and it was Inner Sanctum's movie collection with Lon Chaney Jr. and the Rad Steelbook pre-order and Inner Sanctums. It was looking like they were going to cancel that on me because I got it for $8.99 there, but that just arrived yesterday too. So everything's coming up Korea. I got my Lon Chaney movies. I got my 3D Doritos, you know, I mean.
For those who are not in the know, deep discount DVD sales, they had this crazy deal on the Hammer. What are there, 20 movies in that set?
Yeah, 20 movie collection.
Yeah.
It's like they're 20 not so popular titles,
but they're the good ones.
They're still great, yeah.
Yeah. And it was $20, and so it kind of went viral, and Jacob and I both ordered it. I think, Korea, you already have the set, right?
Dude, I bought it a while ago. I pre-ordered it because I thought it was going to drop lower than the price it was set as, because that usually happens with Mill Creek. So, and then the pre-order went through, and I was like, you know what? It seems like a pretty cool set. I'll just keep it. But yeah, I paid $70.
So yeah, they had it for $20. And it's one of those, if it seems too good to be true, it probably is. Because I also ordered a copy of the Under the Silver Lake soundtrack on vinyl to get me above the free shipping threshold of $25. Well, the next morning I woke up to an email saying my order was canceled. And I think everybody else did too.
Well, and that's the thing, is it wasn't just the Hammer set. They had like most Mill Creek releases for super cheap. They had like the complete series on Blu-ray for like That 70 Show and 30 Rock and Community and like all these other ones for like under $20, some under 10. It was insane. Like even I was like, I don't need a complete series of that, but for like less than $10, hell yeah. But yeah, all that got canceled.
There's one guy on Twitter who posted a picture of the Hammer set saying that he got it from that sale. I don't know if he's trolling people or if maybe some of them did not get canceled.
A couple people claimed they did.
Yeah.
Like there was a few more.
Which kudos to you guys, but that's
totally.
We're jealous.
I mean, it's a roll of the dice, man. You gotta jump on those deals when they come, but sometimes it doesn't, pan out. I mean, the only time I ever get really pissed off about something like that is if I buy something on eBay and then they cancel it as soon as it goes through and saying, oh, I don't have this item in stock. And then like a few days later, I see it relisted for $10-20 more.
What pisses me off about it is they only refunded the $10 for the Under the Silver Lake soundtrack. They tried to keep my $20 for the Hammer set. And then I had to email them and they said, okay, no, we refunded the rest. I'm like, oh, that's right. You refunded the rest, bitches.
They refunded mine. The only weird thing is they refunded each item individually, and I had like 5 or 6 things. So like I had to do the math and like figure out like, all right, am I missing anything? Just in case, because mistakes happen. I get it. But
that may have been what they're doing with mine, and they didn't get to refunding the Hammer one yet because I emailed them as soon as I got the cancellation and saw they only did that. So yeah, maybe I jumped the gun. Speaking of what you were saying about canceling orders and then having it show up for more money later, I found a copy of the out of print, the first that 4-movie DVD set from Scream Factory that had, I want to say it had Woman in a Lizard Skin, and then they didn't have the rights, so they replaced it with something else.
Yeah,
I found a copy of that on Amazon for like $6.99, so I bought it. When it came, it was one of those stupid little 4-movie sets. It wasn't even Scream Factory, it was something else. And so I was like, no, this is not even close to the right thing. So I sent it back, got a refund. Then I saw the same seller had it selling for $40.
Yeah.
But I'm like, oh yeah, this dude realized what he had and didn't want to sell it to me for what he was selling it for.
So he sent you the wrong item just so you would send it back.
Yeah. And it was totally on purpose. Well, he probably was hoping that I wouldn't notice, or maybe if it was a gift for someone else, or I don't know. But yeah, he tried to pull a fast one.
Yeah.
Sneaky bastard.
Online shenanigans.
Chicanery.
He was cool about the refund and all.
Yeah.
But, what is he not going to be? He completely sent the wrong item. The UPCs didn't match or anything. So
I actually had a good experience on eBay recently for a rare DVD. Like, since it's January Giallo, one that I was really wanting to revisit, but sadly out of print is the House with the Laughing Windows. Like,
That's a cool title.
Oh yeah, and isn't that just a great Giallo title? The House with the Laughing Windows.
It's just like, even if you're not that into Giallo, you have to admit they have some of the coolest titles. Like,
oh, that they do.
It could be a jazz album title. Most Giallo titles.
Yeah, no, just they get really inventive, and the longer the title, the better it is.
Is that proven? Is that a proven theory?
Okay, I'm just spinning that one out there, but I mean, there's Bird with the Crystal Plumage and Cat o' Nine Tails.
Jacob, when you and I make our Giallo parody film, it's going to be the longest title ever made.
Yeah, we're going to go even longer than the incredibly strange creatures that stopped living and became mixed up zombies. We got to go like at least one word longer.
Oh yeah, we got to go longer than Dr. Strangelove or the Borats.
But anyway, yeah. So that I do want to plug the House of the Laughing Windows for Giallo January Giallo. If you haven't seen it, it's a really great Giallo movie, but it's also kind of a folk horror movie, and it has a lot of different elements to it. It's basically about this artist that is that's commissioned by this small Italian town in the countryside to restore a fresca at their local church. And it's this really disturbing painting of Saint Sebastian being stabbed, but you can't really see who it's being stabbed because the paint's running off. And when he gets there, like, people start getting killed off one by one, and there's like a lot of secrets to the town that nobody wants to talk about. Like, it's genuinely disturbing. Like, it's got like some real creepy shit to it. So, out of all the Giallos, especially the obscure ones, if you can find the House of the Laughing Windows, I recommend giving it a watch.
I think we've all seen a bunch of stuff that we haven't really talked about because the last few episodes we've been so pressed for time that we couldn't go super deep in because we had our final list, which we skipped everything we've watched. And then with Steve Kostansky last episode. So let's play a little catch up. I have one that I saw a while ago that I didn't talk about, and I don't know if you guys have seen it yet because it is out. Hunter x Hunter.
No, I haven't seen that.
Have you guys seen Hunter x Hunter? Hunter x Hunter is it's another IFC movie because they're playing it last year. It's about this family that lives off the grid in this cabin, and a wolf keeps coming through and killing their livestock and stuff, is terrorizing them by this wolf. So the husband is going to go hunt this killer wolf, and that's all I'm going to say. It's there's much more to it than a killer wolf, though. It is a pretty brutal and shocking movie. And it's one of those movies that like every 10 or 15 minutes, there's a turn and you're like, holy shit, I did not see that. Holy shit, I did not see that. Holy shit, I did not see that. So it's pretty cool. Hunter x Hunter is what it's called.
Yeah, I haven't watched it, but it did get a very strong response on Twitter. Like a lot of people just saying how hard it hit them.
No, I heard really good things, and actually, I almost rented it the other night, but I was having too much fun with the Google Play has the weirdest reviews in the comments. Like all the comments that were like muddling reviews for Hunter x Hunter were like, oh, that's not how guns work. Real gun owners know this. And it was just like, okay, dude, that's a thing to complain about with the movie, I guess. It's just like the gun accuracy. Are you upset over the gung fu in like, John Wick movies, I guess?
Equalizer.
Oh, man. I actually just finally watched the first Equalizer movie. That was so much fucking fun. That final act in the Home Depot store. Oh, it was so cool. Did you guys know there's a Equalizer TV show? Sorry, this is super off topic, but there's an Equalizer TV show reboot coming with Queen Latifah?
Yeah, I saw that on Twitter. How about that?
No one told me about that. Okay, I'm excited for it. But anyways, let's keep going.
I also went to the drive-in again recently. This is actually something I saw before on Nightstream Film Festival a little bit ago, but I had to see it on a big screen because I loved it so much. It's this Australian horror comedy called Bloody Hell. It's about this ex-con named Rex Cohen who had just got out of jail for 8 years after like he was in the middle of a bank robbery and he tried to fight back and things went wrong. So he decides to, leave the country for a little while until the heat goes down because he's like targeted by paparazzi all the time. So on a whim, he decides to go to Helsinki, Finland, and almost immediately he's kidnapped by this like Wes Anderson quirky clan of Euro cannibals, and he's in their basement, but so he has to figure out a way to get out. But he's got like kind of a split personality thing where he keeps on talking to himself and he's represented by kind of this Tyler Durden-esque version of himself. And it's just so much fun, and it's got a lot of great energy to it. And the climax is just so jaw-dropping that the first time I saw it, I had to rewatch the last 10 minutes like 3 times. Like it'll make your jaw drop.
Damn.
Yeah, so that's Bloody Hell, and it's so good. I watched it on streaming and immediately had to see it at the drive-in.
Oh, of course. I mean, like if you really like a movie, you're going to want to see it on the big screen, which is why, as excited as I am, Godzilla vs. Kong is coming out sooner. It's like, no, if anything, push it back more so I can go see it in IMAX. Like,
oh yeah,
I know. I said before the only way you can get me out into a theater during a pandemic is if you're showing Gremlins 2, but that one is proving the risk.
I'm with you. It's just the last few legendary kaiju movies just have been so much fun in IMAX. Like I can't imagine seeing it any other way.
Yeah, I think I saw King of the Monsters twice in IMAX opening week.
Yeah, same here. In laser IMAX.
Yeah,
I saw it in 4DX.
Ooh,
so much shaking, so much spraying.
Yeah. Oh, I loved the rain scenes and the mist. Oh, that was the best part of 4DX.
I still say Magic Mike XXL would be a great 4DX experience. Just like when, like in the gas station scene when Joe Manganiello just like sprays himself with the water and then it missed you. It would feel like they're sweating on you,
And who doesn't want some Joe Manganiello sweat?
Oh man, especially when he realizes that Wolf can fly in Rampage.
Oh no, Rampage, that was a 4DX movie.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now, speaking of driving, I went to Mission Tiki and I saw Shadow in the Cloud with Promising Young Woman.
Same here. I did that exact same double feature.
It was such a great 2 movies to put together. And I had so much fun with Shadow in the Cloud. It was so claustrophobic and anxiety ridden. And the effects were really good, but I just loved that had some of the best sound design, and which is why I'm glad I went with my car, because my car has really good surround sound in it, so it's good for drive-ins. But like, oh my god, like I was just like on the edge of my driver's seat for like so much of that movie. And then of course it was followed up with Promising Young Woman, my most anticipated film last year. which I'm so sad we did our top 10s before I saw that movie because that would have easily been my number one. But yeah, Promising Young Woman blew me away.
But then the internet would have crucified you because it's not really horror.
It is. I mean, well, also fuck anyone who's like, oh, this isn't horror. That didn't even scare me. It's not horror.
I'm making fun of my fringe horror list that I became the villain of the internet for like 2 days.
Do you guys notice sci-fi fans never do that? Like sci-fi fans are like, oh, there wasn't enough technology in that movie. So this isn't sci-fi.
There wasn't enough kissing in that romantic comedy.
So it's not, yeah. I didn't feel it was that romantic, so it's not a romantic comedy. You know what? That movie wasn't that dramatic. You can't even call that a drama.
Yeah, why does only horror seem to have these types of problems?
Because there's more gatekeepers in horror.
Yeah.
There's so many people who just don't want you to like stuff. There's so many horror fans who are not really horror fans.
Yeah.
I mean, I've said that before, and I totally believe it. There are a lot of horror fans who just don't like horror.
It's like how the people who hate Star Wars the most are Star Wars fans.
Yeah.
Well, we're on the same wavelength here.
Same with Star Trek, dude. Like I was reading a lot of comments about Discovery and people were like, oh, there's not even a Star Trek show. It's like, get the fuck out of here. We once had a TV show called Star Trek and they were stationary on a space station for 3 fucking seasons, Deep Space Nine. Like, and it was still one of the best Star Treks. Get out of here. Pull your finger out of your ass.
Just because they're not trekking doesn't mean it's not Star Trek.
Yeah. Shut up. Same with horror. Just because it didn't scare you. Oh, I'm sorry. You're such a hardened, cool person. You're so cool. You're so cool that you're not getting scared by a movie. You must be an alpha. Look at you. Oh man, you should fucking lead a nation. Put your finger out of your ass. Anyways, Promising Young Woman though lived up to all the hype, dude. Like, Oh my god, it's one of the few movies that like I immediately wanted to watch it again and just pick up on all the little things and. It answered. It was everything I wanted it to be, and then some. And my fiance can attest to it. It's the one movie where I was mostly because we were in our car and we had the windows up and stuff. But I was singing along at the end when they started playing Juice Newton, like so enthusiastic. I love that song, but it's such perfect use of it. And then the soundtrack, it added to like the kind of bubblegum pop feel to it, but there was like so much depth, like a lot of the songs in it. Like they used a song from I think it was Sound of Music, right? And it's and the whole premise of the song is about how they're singing about like, oh, he's a cruel man, but occasionally he's good. He is a good man for the times that he's good. And like I hate Sound of Music, but like goddamn, that was a great like encompassed the film perfectly. Like, and
I'm surprised at what an amazing cast it had. Just in that it had so many great actors. I already knew it was going to have, pretty good cast because everybody knew about Carey Mulligan and Bo Burnham, but just the sheer number of name actors who showed up and just gave it their all just blew me away. I don't even really want to say because a couple are kind of surprises, but just or like from the trailer, there's Alison Brie, Molly Shannon, and Clancy Brown plays the dad, and he when he goes dad mode, he goes 100% dad mode, and it's great.
Listen, I want Jennifer Coolidge and Clancy Brown to be my pet mom and dad. Like they were so good in that movie. But yeah, dude, amazing cast. Everyone was perfectly casted, but Carey Mulligan was a fucking powerhouse. Like she did such an amazing job. And Jacob, you also attended the American Cinematheque Q&A with her and the director, right?
Yeah, Emerald Fennell, yeah. For the American Cinematheque.
That was one of the best Q&As I've been a part of recently because like they were so informative. They were talking like one of the things that I kind of picked up on, but not hugely, was how the film was more about addiction than anything and how she's like addicted to like controlling the situation and stuff like that. And I was like, fuck, do I need to see it a third time this week, I guess?
Yeah. They raised up a lot of points that I wouldn't really have gone the first time, and kind of just kind of hearing it from Emerald and Carey, just it did kind of put things in perspective.
And how about that? A revenge film where she gets revenge against people, but doesn't kill a single person.
Yeah, because that was the great thing about the trailer, because it made it look like, oh, she's killing these dudes. And then turns out, no, she's just fucking with them.
Well, at the beginning of the movie, the first couple times you see her work, you think, is she killing these people? You know, it's kind of ambiguous at that point too, but then then it actually peels back the curtain and you see what she's actually doing. You're like, oh no.
I was still questioning it towards the end. I'm like, was she? And then like on the second time, I'm like, oh no, there's a lot of clues in picking it up and stuff. But the director Emerald during the Q&A explained it perfectly. She's like, you know, she loves the revenge genre, but like when it comes down to it, she's like, what would people actually do? Like, what would I do in that situation? And she was hilarious, dude. She was like, I wouldn't even know how to turn on a gun, you know, let alone know if I would be able to use it. But I could ruin someone's life. You know, I could, you know, scare the crap out of them. I could do this. And it's like, yeah, that makes sense. And like, oh man. And that last like quarter of that film, my jaw was just on the ground and I was in such shock. Ugh.
Yeah, that was definitely worth seeing at the drive-in.
Totally. See it now, see it safely.
And also go into it as blind as possible. I mean, we haven't really given anything away, but there's a lot of cool twists and turns and, you know, enemies that become allies kind of a things in it. So go in as blind as possible on Promising Young Woman too, because you'll enjoy it a lot more.
Yeah, it's extremely good. And bring the family. It's a good family movie.
Speaking of family movies, Psycho Goreman PG just officially came out this weekend. And it's the greatest, bloodiest family comedy of all time.
I think we've talked enough about PG though, but
no, go see it.
Oh no, definitely go see it.
There is no such thing about talking about PG too much. We can never talk about it too much because we love PG that much.
Definitely go see it. But you could listen to our interview with Steven Kostanski last episode, and I think it was at the end of on our top 10 lists. I think we talked about it or you talked about it because you were the one who had seen it at that point, Jacob.
Yeah, I did mention it. Although I did get the chance to rewatch it again last night because I won there was like a giveaway for Alamo Drafthouse's digital screening last night. So it was nice to revisit, and especially because it was a group watch. So, you know, because that's the thing. I really wanted to experience PG with a crowd because, you know, just getting people's reactions is definitely half the fun of watching a movie like that.
It is one that I wish that I had seen in a theater just because it's just so out there that it seems like it would just be a fun crowd movie, which
definitely
I had to watch it on a computer. Boo.
And the Alamo Drafthouse group watches are a lot of fun. We did one. They were showing the Church of Satan documentary made in the 70s with Anton LaVey, Satanis. And it was hosted by Louisiana Purchase. She's a drag performer who was on Dragula, one of my favorites. So she did like a performance to beforehand and after and stuff, but like the group watch was so much fun. Like people were just like shitting on it at the right moments, but it was cool because it was all via text, so like you could participate or you didn't have to, but it was a lot of fun getting that kind of like experience of being with a group again, watching a crappy movie. You know, that was a Christmas Eve.
I miss that. I'm going to try and relive that experience today because the Museum of VHS is teamed up with Friday Night Frights, and they're doing an iteration of the 5 Minutes game tonight at 5.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. And for those of you who don't know, the 5 Minutes game is where like the programmers take the first 5 minutes of like a dozen different movies. Everybody watches them. Everybody votes based on those first 5 minutes on what to watch. And it's kind of a Russian roulette because, you know, sometimes, you know, first 5 minutes of something seems really cool, but then it ends up being kind of a downer. But other times it's the first 5 minutes is just as batshit insane as the rest of the movie. And it's a lot of fun, and it's all horror. So I'm pretty stoked to see what Friday Night Frights is putting together on the slate because they've got good taste. And again, you know, it's an experience I miss.
Nice. Have you guys seen Synchronic?
Yes, I saw that at Beyond Fest.
I have not.
You haven't?
No.
Oh, dude.
I need to though. That's Benson and Moorhead, right?
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
I watched that the other day because I was bored. I was like, oh man, yeah, I do have a Redbox thing near me. So I rented it for $2 and money well spent. That movie blew me away. I realized I've never seen one of their movies like The Endless or anything like that. So I definitely need to go back. It's definitely more hardcore sci-fi than horror, but God, Was it good? The basic premise of it is there's this synthetic drug that's causing people to die mysteriously. And so you follow these two paramedics as they keep finding these bodies dead, and they always have like a wrapper for Synchronic near them. And it turns out that the drug allows you to travel back in time for 7 minutes. And but yeah, it was absolutely phenomenal. But I have to mention the drug thing, because the entire movie, you're sitting there and it's like, wow, yeah, no, this is a really bad idea, having a synthetic drug that no one really explains what it does out in the market that causes time travel. Yeah, that's a real bad thing. But my stupid lizard brain is like, man, that seems like a fun time. Like, I want to try that. I want to time travel for 7 minutes at a time.
But dude, did you see the movie? Like, did you see like the terrible things that happened to those people?
I said my stupid lizard brain, dude.
You're going to travel back in time and get like run over by like a steam engine train or something.
Hey man, it's not like I'm, I watch Train Spotting and go, hey, you know what? That seems like a fun time, all that stuff they're going through. No, we're talking about time travel. But yes, no, the entire run of the movie is like, no, this is a really bad idea. Like, we should not be doing this. But again, my stupid lizard brain's like, 7 minutes, huh? You're gonna have a lot of fun with that. Oh man, it was so good. Anthony Mackie was absolutely incredible in it too. But yeah, definitely Synchronic. It's out on video right now, and you can rent it for cheap too. So highly recommend that.
There's this new movie that just got added to Shudder called The Wolf House. Have you guys seen it?
Not yet, although I did see that on my watch list.
I actually got a screener for it for awards consideration. It's an animated movie, and it is probably the most inventive animated movie of the year. I was really fighting hard to get it nominated, and I was not successful in our groups, but it is, it's not just, it's weird. It's almost very student filmy. Like it almost seems like that kind of like Sesame Street kind of animation, where like there will be like an art picture and then they'll start changing colors on it. It's just painstaking, like frame by frame stop motion kind of stuff. It's really well done. It's just a little too out there, I think, for the general public. It's real artsy. I don't know if it's Spanish or German, because they speak in both languages in it, but I think it might be Spanish or Chilean or something like that. But it is it's kind of like a retelling of Little Red Riding Hood and the Three Little Pigs. But it's there's way more to it than that. And it's not like, it's one of those movies we were talking about before, it's not horror. It's not going to, it surprised me it's on Shudder, put it that way, because it's not really a horror movie at all, but it is fascinating enough that I can't understand why it's on Shudder. Just because it's so inventive. But it's a really cool, I mean, it's easily my favorite animated movie of the year, but it's up there, right above Wolf Walkers.
This 2020 was the year for wolf-based animation films, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was a few there.
Damn, yeah, I just added that to my watch list. That looks awesome. And I love stop motion, so I'm a sucker.
It's really crazy. And the thing is, it's only like, I think it's like 70 minutes long, 75 minutes. It's a nice short watch too, which is good because no one wants to see 2.5 hours of what they do. I mean, it's fascinating, but let's face it, it would get old if it was like an epic, but it's really well done though.
Speaking of the new year, one resolution I did make is that I'm trying to watch movies I haven't seen before as much, because I realized I was doing a lot of rewatching, so I want to kind of expand my horizons. So one thing I saw for the first time that had been on my watch list forever, that I really should have seen years ago, is the Coen Brothers' Blood Simple. I'd never seen it before, and man, that was an intense movie. Yeah, no, and it is interesting too, because I also wanted to watch it because I feel like it does fall a little under the umbrella of Giallo January, or at least it feels like there's a little bit of a Giallo influence, like with the Black Gloves and Killer and the Conspiracies. But just in general, though, it's just such an amazing movie, and yeah, it's something I really wish I had seen like at a repertory screening or something. But yeah, that that's just one thing. And also I saw Blade 2 for the first time, so that was cool.
Was it a double feature? Because that's an amazing double feature.
Yes, it was. I watched them back to back on HBO Max.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just going through my letterboxed here.
That's an awesome double feature. Just going from Blood Simple. Oh man. And that Criterion Blu-ray for it is really good too. They did an awesome job with that transfer. That's one of my recommended Criterion titles. If you're gonna get something, definitely get that. And yeah, I'm that's one of my resolutions too, is calm down on the rewatches. But also I need to find someone to watch more titles, because we did start the year off with all the Rocky movies. So my letterboxd, it's like most watch actor. It's like the 5 main actors from the Rocky movies, most watched directors, and it's the same director of most of the Rocky movies. So it's just like, oh man, I need to find maybe I should finally watch the Zagato Ishii Blind Swordsman series or something, just to bump Sylvester Stallone out of that top position, you know?
My letterboxed end of year most watched director was Steve McQueen. And this is because I watched that Small Axe series, which are 5 different movies. So I watched 5 Steve McQueen movies in like a 3-week span. So, but yeah, Letterboxd is like, oh, you love Steve McQueen. I'm like, oh, I mean, he's good, but I wouldn't say he's my favorite.
Oh man, I just watched Widows again the other day. Such a good movie. Watching Shadow in the Cloud and Promising Young Woman made me go on like a nice, like, all right, let's watch a lot of strong female-led movies. And of course, first thing to come to mind was, yeah, we got to watch Widows again, because, oh, goddamn, everyone was on full cylinders with that movie. And also, all of them had like amazingly muscular arms. Like, all of them were just like, I couldn't believe, like, Lizzie and I were sitting there. Lizzie's like, oh, I wish I had her arms. And I was like, yeah, I wish I had her arms too. Goddamn. And then it was just like, oh, okay. So out of the 4 main characters, we wish we had like 3 of their arms. Okay, gotcha. Damn, like such a powerful movie. So good.
Well, let's. I'm going to be the king of transitions here. Let's transition to our topic, which is going to be kind of what we did last year. Things we're looking forward to, and I'm going to transition because one of the things I was looking forward to most, and Korea's already knows where I'm going with this. I got to see the other night. I finally got a screener of Saint Maud.
Yeah,
nice.
And let me tell you, I don't want to say too much about it because I agree with every word Korea said about it, including the one where he says, don't research it at all. Just go in, because it is so intense and it is so good. Yeah. It is awesome. It is. Yeah. It lives up to the hype. I was joking with the rep when I was getting my screener. I'm like, I feel like I've been waiting for this a year. And she wrote back and said, you have. I'm like, and I'm thinking about it. I'm like, oh, yeah, I have. Give me my screener. Because it actually finally is going to open on the 29th, which we're recording this on the 24th. So by the time you listen to this, it opened that weekend. So maybe you saw it. But anyway, Saint Maud, I don't want to say too much about it, only that it is incredible. And it will my screener, I still have 2 more views left on it. I think I'm going to use them both up. I think I'm going to watch it 3 times. It is. It's incredible. And it's only 85 minutes long. So it's a nice get in, get out, get it done, make its point.
It's so tight. Like there's no lollygagging with it. I'm not saying that you're going to be on the edge of your seat the entire movie. I just mean like everything's so methodically like placed out with how it plays out. It's such a great and tight, like, it feels like everything just happens so quickly, but also so perfectly that like you're just left with your jaw on the ground at the end of the movie.
Exactly. It's not really an edge of your seat movie until you get to the end where you're talking about you're left with your jaw on the ground.
But you never look at your watch. Like it never stops captivating.
It's kind of a slow burn. It's a slow burn as an 85-minute movie can be. I mean, this is not the director's cut of Midsommar, but it is. Oh, it's incredible. It's so good. I hesitate to say worth the wait because the wait has been so damn long, but it was worth the wait.
Yeah, it was very hard for me to not have that be my number 1 film for the top 10s last year. And I only took it out just because it finally got its official release over here this year. But that was definitely my favorite. Like that and Promising Young Woman were just like 2 of my like all times for last year, just like untoppables. So good. Yeah, I might break the bank and rent it for $20 when it comes out in a week or two. Yeah.
Oh man, it's just the way you guys are hyping it. Like I feel really tempted to go that way too, because I now I really want to see it.
Well, the funny thing is, I just have to wait a couple more weeks because I pre-ordered from Britain the Blu-ray for it. So if I'm just a little patient, but I don't know if I can be, man. It's been over 6 months since I saw it at Beyond Fest, so it's time to watch it again.
It's been 2 days since I've watched it. It's time to watch it again. Yeah, you hyped it for us, but it totally lived up to it.
It is funny to think about like what we're looking forward to this year, because a lot of at least title wise, it's a lot of the same titles. Like October, if everything opens up safely and well, October this year is going to be fucking insane.
Antlers is finally coming out.
You got Antlers, you got Halloween Kills,
Candyman.
Oh, yes. Like basically living at the cinemas, if it's safe, of course, with vaccines and everything. But like, man, what are you looking forward to most this year, Jacob?
Actually, I wasn't even thinking movies for the first thing, but I'm super hyped for Resident Evil 8 Village. There was just a I don't know, like a preview the other day. Like they called it the Resident Evil Showcase. And I'm really happy that they announced they're going to release it on current gen consoles, because originally it sounded like it was only going to come out for like PlayStation 5 and the Xbox X. So, I love Resident Evil, but I'm not going to buy or, going to have to like go through the hassle of trying to find a PlayStation 5 or whatever to play it. But thankfully it will be on PlayStation 4 as well. And yeah, oh dude, I am super stoked for it, because they moved the setting. Like it looks like you're in some kind of weird Euro castle, and like it's all gothic, and the enemies just look totally out there this time, because usually in Resident Evil it's like zombies and mutants and stuff, but they're going old school in this, because it looks like you're fighting fucking werewolves, and there's these vampire women that chase after you, and they just revealed a new enemy, which are these kind of like Italian version zombies. So they're like ghouls, and they got swords and stuff, and it just looks scary as all hell. And the funniest thing to me though is that people on the internet are mad horny for the head vampire woman, who's like this 9-foot tall woman in white who's got like Freddy Krueger claws. Yeah,
everyone went super Dr. Psycho with that character and just being obsessed with this really tall woman. for Harley Quinn fans out there.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, no, just people love giant women.
Yeah.
So they're just giving the people what they want, even if she's like a possibly undead killing machine.
It does look like an awesome, like more in line with Resident Evil 4 than the last few previous installments,
Yeah.
With like that classic Euro feel. But I can't bring myself to pay full price for a brand new video game. I have so many in the backlog that I need to. I'm too busy replaying Scott Pilgrim and Katamari Reroll right now. So
yeah, no, Resident Evil Village though, that comes out in May, so I've got some time. And yeah, no, just I always make room for Resident Evil. Like that is like I don't play as many video games as I used to, but I always put time aside for Resident Evil, because Resident Evil rules, and this looks scary as hell.
I know that my most anticipated movie of the year was pushed back from last year. It was one of my most anticipated from last year too, A Quiet Place Part 2.
Oh yeah.
And on the one hand, I'm really happy that they seem to be pushing it back to give it a theatrical release, because A Quiet Place is one of the best theatrical experiences of recent memory. Just, I've said it before, an entire theater full of people dead silent, hanging on every second of this movie.
And just me in the back eating the crispiest of chips.
You and your 3D Doritos.
They're not hollow. They're just nothing inside.
I want that experience again, but that also means that, I think that they have pushed it back actually to September. They're really, really holding on to giving it a theatrical release, which on one hand is great, but on the other hand, it still kills me. There's a group of critics out there who has seen A Quiet Place Part 2 and I'm not one of them.
Yeah, I was going to say too, it was so surreal that it was, just about to come out when the pandemic hit. So like when LA was on lockdown, there was all these Quiet Place Part 2 signs and posters all over town. And like it was like a ghost town. So it was like it actually happened.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it doesn't get pushed into next year. Hopefully I do get to see it in 2021.
I just got super hyped on 2 releases. First of all, I've been watching. Have you guys seen the show Warrior from Cinemax?
No.
They just put it on HBO Max. It's based on a pitch that Bruce Lee had back in the 70s, and his daughter is one of the executive producers, along with Justin Lin. And it's from the creators of Banshee and others. But it's so good. It takes place in like 1880s San Francisco, and they deal with a lot of like Chinese gangs and like race relations in America. And it's absolutely phenomenal show. But it also stars Joe Taslim from The Raid Redemption and The Night Comes for Us. And the reason why I'm getting super hyped is because I've been watching a lot of Warrior, watched The Night Comes for Us, and he's going to play Sub-Zero in the new Mortal Kombat movie. And I'm just, after watching Warrior, I'm like, fuck yeah, dude, I can't wait to see this guy be behind the mask of Sub-Zero. Like, it's going to be awesome.
The trailer for Mortal Kombat drops next week, right?
I think so, but that's definitely going to be a multiple repeat viewing. I hope. I think I might be getting too excited for it, but I love the Mortal Kombat series. Like I've always loved the mythology of it, so I'm very excited to see someone do it justice. Not that the '90s ones weren't fun; they were a lot of fun, but I want to see a new brutal, brutalities and fatalities in there, But also been trying to be a good boy and not over watching or getting super hyped for Godzilla versus Kong, because I can't. That's like one of the few things that's making me want to go risk everything with COVID and go see it in IMAX. But did you guys see that there's a hint that Kong might have a battle axe in the movie?
I did not see that.
Yeah, it's like a quick frame in like the teaser they showed, and I saw an article about it, and I went, "Are you fucking kidding me?" And they're like, "Yeah, there's a toy that shows that he has a battle axe, and it might be made from a piece of Godzilla." And I'm like, "Oh, that sounds so cool."
How did he get a battle axe?
I can't watch anything else. I know the trailer's dropping later today, but I feel like I can't watch anything more.
I was going to say the trailer dropped while we were in the middle of recording. Like it dropped like 20 minutes ago.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I know what we're all going to do the second we hit stop.
Actually, we're going to pause for the next 2 minutes or so. We'll be right back, guys. No, I'll need more than 2 minutes. I'll get so giddy and jumping around. It'll be like that video, that little kid that's all excited about his N64 and pukes all over himself, All it took was a battle axe to like just push me over the, like, I'm sitting here going like, the vaccine's coming. Like it's got to be safe now. No, I can't. Like, like I know it's coming to HBO Max, but like, you got to see that on the big Kong with the battle axe. Got to see that on the big
screen. I want
that
on IMAX. Damn it.
Yeah. 4DX.
Yes. 4DX IMAX.
When they're fighting on that aircraft carrier, I want to feel the ocean in my face.
Yes.
When Kong gets hit, I want to feel his sweat just pour all over me.
You and your 4DX sweat. You just keep on going on about the 4DX sweat.
You keep coming back to 4DX sweat, dude. What is up?
The only movie I have seen in 4DX was Pet Sematary, and all they did was make me nauseous as fuck with that opening like drone shots. Oh, so nauseous. But no one was sweating in that movie, so I didn't get any spray or I guess rain. No, rain didn't happen. I don't know what my fixation with sweat today is. I don't know.
Either way, we are super excited for Kong versus Godzilla. And yeah, hopefully, even if they do the HBO Max thing, I've been hearing they may, re-release these movies back in theaters so that people can watch them in theaters. So,
oh yeah,
here's hoping.
Yeah, that's just battle axe, man. It sounds so cool, man.
Are we getting a Halloween movie this year, or was that pushed to 2022? Oh,
yeah,
so one
Kills,
of them is this year? Okay.
Yeah.
October. Yeah, they're marketed for October. And yeah, like John was mentioning earlier, like a lot of horror stuff got pushed to October, which is very fitting and also kind of funny because, like a lot of October releases the past few years have been pretty bare of horror releases because it's not like a prime movie month, I guess.
Well, usually it is for horror. Usually we get a Paranormal Activity movie, or something, or Halloween.
Yeah, I don't know. Just like, well, I mean, like last October, there wasn't a lot.
No, well, there wasn't a lot of anything last October.
Oh, well, I mean like the October before that, I meant. Yeah, because like I don't know. I think it's like the more people go to the movies toward releases in like the spring and summer. So like the fall doesn't. Yeah, I mean they got some, but they still don't quite get as many. But either way, no, they just like every horror movie is going to be coming out in October this year for once. And I did say probably one of my most anticipated is Nia DaCosta's Candyman.
Yeah,
just because we saw so many trailers for that building up to it. And
it's another one that got
hyped.
Pushed. It's been pushed so many times. Yeah.
Yeah. But it does look just incredible. And that and Antlers, like that was something I was really excited for last year. And again, just we saw so many trailers for these movies last year building up to it and then they got pushed back. So if anything, now we want them even more.
I just want everything to be good. I know we were saying it last year a lot, but just want everything to be safe again so that we can spend October at the movies, like just in time for October, man. We sacrificed last Halloween, let's do this, guys. 100 days. Wear your goddamn masks, wash your hands, and pull your fingers out of your ass about fucking what's horror and what's not. God damn it.
All right. What else are we? I feel like we're winding down. What else are we looking forward to? Is there anything else? I mean, Kong versus Godzilla is one of mine, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna watch that on HBO Max. I have the big enough TV, and I think I mentioned my wife got me a surround system so that I could pretend I'm in a theater here at home. So I'm cranking up Kong versus Godzilla.
I'm seeing it at the drive-in just to get a remotely theatrical experience.
I don't know what makes you guys think I'm not going to watch this multiple times on various formats. Like if it's available at home to watch on HBO Max, I'm going to watch it on there, but I'm going to see it on a big screen, whether it's at a drive-in or someday in IMAX when it's re-released, hopefully, like it's going to happen. But like it's Kong versus Godzilla, of course, it's Godzilla versus Kong now, right? They swapped it from before, which
is it? I thought it was Kong versus Godzilla, but did they change the name of the movie?
I don't know. Godzilla versus Kong is what it's called.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's Godzilla versus Kong. Godzilla gets top billing.
Yeah, this time because before King Kong was the king of all monsters and Godzilla was just a budding person. But yeah,
an up and comer.
Yeah, the up and comer. He was though. King Kong was way more popular than Godzilla when the original King Kong versus Godzilla came out. That's why he won. But yeah,
he won in the American version.
No, that's a myth. He won in every version. King Kong was wildly more popular in Japan at the time. They loved their ape movies. That's why it was a Destroy All Monsters. You had the ape aliens.
No, that was Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla.
There we go, versus Mechagodzilla. Yeah, because Planet of the Apes came out a little bit before, and that was just like gangbusters over in Japan. Yeah.
And also there's a Japanese Planet of the Apes ripoff that was famously on Mystery Science Theater 3000 called Time of the Apes.
Time of the Apes.
Yeah.
I saw that as a kid thinking it was a Planet of the Apes movie. And even as a kid, movie. I was like, what is going on with this? Where does this take place in the timeline? I'm so confused.
Yeah, I guess that's the thing, that just so much stuff is tentative. It's kind of hard, to imagine what to look forward to.
Yeah, it's hard to get excited because we've been burned before getting excited.
Yeah. Although I do got to say, if things are, at a level of safety and, enough people are vaccinated, I do hope that it would be safe to do haunted houses again. Like I would love to do like Halloween Horror Nights or something.
Yeah, I miss all the festivities.
Yeah.
It's been a long year. We've been at this for almost a year. It'll be a year.
Yeah, we're coming on March. It's almost a year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's been a year since like COVID's been a thing, at least since, because I think it popped up and
Well, they first detected it in January last year, and it didn't really hit until March. So you're getting there.
until then, you just keep hitting those Blu-rays I haven't watched yet, I guess.
Yep.
Still super intimidated by that Sakato Ishii Blind Swordsman box set. Like,
Yeah.
There are still a ton of road rage and hockey fight videos on YouTube that I've been hitting.
that's just my usual 3 a.m. viewings.
It's your ASMR.
It's kind of messed up that it is, but yes, it is. Watching hockey players beat the crap out of each other.
It's like a lullaby. But and actually something else. I'm still excited that like horror community events are still a thing. Like I forgot to say, my team finally won Dead Right Horror Trivia this month.
Congratulations, dude.
Yeah, it only took 8 years.
Wasn't this like a big anniversary one too?
Yeah, too. It's the 8-year anniversary, and I played the first game when I first moved to LA back in 2013. So I played almost every game since, and we finally won. Feels good, dude.
I'm so proud of you, especially since like when you had me play that one time, I did so poorly.
Oh,
I
dude,
think I
don't beat
cost you
yourself
guys
up.
points.
Dude, it's like insanely difficult. And I'm glad that they kept it up virtually, both as a way to keep the fun going, but also to stay connected with people and like people in the horror community. And between that and like final exam trivia, and I'm sure there's like one or maybe another one or two out there. I'm glad that like the horror community is still kind of coming together like this to keep the fun going. So I'm sure there'll be plenty more events, and between trivia or like what other like online screenings, there'll still be ways to for people to have fun together and stay connected.
Yeah, as long as just remember, everybody, we're in this together.
Yeah,
we haven't said that in a while. It's good time to remind people.
Whatever you need to do to get on the other side of this, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. We're seeing it possibly right now. Might be a train. I don't know, but just do what you can to get out on the other side safe. And remember, horror is just a genre categorization title. Just because something doesn't scare you doesn't mean it's not horror.
Because it probably scares somebody else.
Even if it doesn't, it's still horror. Like, just because.
Remember, the scary hand on Sesame Street gave me nightmares, and everybody laughs at it.
Hey, man, Ghost is still the movie that terrorized my childhood, okay? So.
Right on. All right, let's get out of here. Thank you for bearing with us for this episode. This has been kind of just a more loose one. We're kind of playing catch up with you guys, doing a little housekeeping.
Yeah.
And getting some stuff off our chests. That's what we're doing this time.
We hope you added a few things to your watch list with this episode.
Everybody see Promising Young Woman and Saint Maud when they come out, which actually Promising Young Woman is out. They're both out actually by the time you hear this. So see Promising Young Woman and Saint Maud. Our theme song is by Restless Spirit, so go and give them some love. And our artwork is by Chris Fisher, so show him some love. And you can find us at the Ion Horror Facebook page, the Ion Horror Twitter, the iHorror Facebook page, the iHorror.com, the Ion Horror Instagram. What else do we? I don't even know.
That's
what
about
else
it.
we have.
We should make a letterbox for iHorror. Ion Horror.
We should. We should make an Ion Horror letterbox.
You guys have to do that. I just use my letterbox purely to keep track of my diary. That's it. I don't do reviews.
I mean, I do too, but
I've never reviewed a single thing on Letterbox. It's just for me. It's for tracking. We could just call Jacob's letterbox the Ion Horror letterbox. Okay, cool. So next week we've got a real special guest for you. Guests. Yeah, it's a plural guests. So you don't want to miss next week. And until then, what is it that Casey Kasem said? Keep your feet on the ground, but keep reaching for the stars. American Top 40.
Someone's aging themselves.
Yeah, so for the old guy, James J. Edwards,
I'm Jacob Davison.
And I'm Jonathan Correa.
keep your eye on horror.
Hey, are you still listening? Hey, this is Korea. So, fun fact, I got gypped online and accidentally bought a bootleg of the Anchor Bay Blu-ray for Dawn of the Dead. So, I don't want that. If you're still listening and you're the first person to message us on any of our social media, shoot us a message that you want it, and I'll send it to you for free. It's a complete rip of the Blu-ray. It's worth nothing because it's a bootleg, but I don't want it in my possession. I want you to have it. Kind of. Shouldn't own bootlegs of release stuff, but just shoot us a message. I'll send it to you. All right. Thanks.